Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Julie from Living Large on Lifetime, and today I'm coming at you with a long-awaited video, the Ask Me Anything video. I think it was at least 2 months ago that I asked you guys to send me any kind of question, anything you really wanted to know about me or my journey or my family or whatever, and I am finally getting a chance to film that video. I initially wanted to separate it into two different videos, the Weight Watchers segment and the Life of Julie segment, but I have very minimal time these days, it seems, to film much of anything, so I'm just going to combine the two, and hopefully it's not too long for you. I apologize if it is. I'm going to try and keep it under 30 minutes because I'm sure you don't want to listen to me that long anyway. So I've got 12 questions here. Some of them are segmented into a few different parts. So let's get at it, and I'll try to go as quickly as I can. The first question is, how and where did you and Eddie meet? So Eddie and I met in 2004. I actually met his wife first via the internet. Her and I were on a low-carb email group. So we had conversed back and forth several times, and when she found out I was moving to California, she offered up the services of her husband to help us move. So that's how I first met Eddie, was on the day he met with us to help us move all of our items out of a moving truck and into an apartment. So super nice of both of them to help us out that way. After that, I ended up carpooling with Eddie because my previous husband and I we weren't really financially set. I was the only one working at the time, and so Eddie was gracious enough to offer to carpool. We were both going from one same city to the next same city to work, and he knew it would save a lot of money on gas and car repairs and whatnot, so he offered to carpool. So fast forward a few years, and things did not work out with either his marriage or mine. Everything is amicable, but you know, it's a fact of life. So a few years down the road, and Eddie and I reconnected, and the rest is history. So we met in California and married a couple years later, and here we are, still in California. Number 2 says, talk more about your kids and grandkids. So Eddie has a daughter who is 15. She's in high school, she's in the marching band, the concert band, she's in honors classes. She's just fabulous and super smart. She lives with her mother in a city that is maybe 30 to 40 minutes away from us, so we generally see her on the weekends. I have 2 grown kids who are both boys. I have a 21-year-old and a 23-year-old. Where does the time go? So they both live in Idaho, which I miss them so much, but I can't live in Idaho for many, many reasons, the cold being one of them. So they live in Idaho. They chose to move back to where they grew up. So both of them have 2 children. My youngest son has a 2-year-old son named Ronnie, and he also has a 1-year-old daughter named Jocelyn. My 21-year-old son is named Dakota, and his girlfriend's name is Alexis. My 23-year-old son is named Phoenix, and that's spelled with a Y, just because we wanted to make it difficult, I guess. So Phoenix is married to Julie, and they have been married for, I believe, 5 or 6 years now. They have 2 daughters. One is 3 years old, and her name is Liliana. And the youngest daughter is 1-year-old, and her name is Aubrey. So those are all my kids and my grandkids, and I will try and insert a picture of them right now. Actually, all the pictures I have, I'll try to do a recent picture, but if I can't find one, I will insert a picture of me with them from last summer. So right now. Anyway, I will be going to visit all of my kids and grandkids and my parents and my grandparents in September. So if you guys stick around long enough, you'll be able to see me interact with them, and they're all gonna be so grown and so beautiful by then, but I can't wait. Can't wait. Number 3, how long have you worked for Disney? Do you receive free or discounted pass? Sorry, I was reading the previous question. I think I answered it all. It says boys, girls, ages, where they live, and pictures. I covered all that. I'll insert the picture. So how long have you worked for Disney? I have worked for Disney for about a little over 2 years now. The job literally fell into my lap. It was such a blessing, such a blessing. I have worked with attorneys since my kids were in like 4th and 5th grade, I believe. I don't even know what year that was. So I've worked with attorneys for quite a while. And I had a friend from church who actually referred me for this Disney job, and it happened like literally within a week. I didn't have to interview. It was such a tremendous blessing. So I am forever grateful to this friend. So I've worked for about 2.5 years for Disney. It's a super awesome job. Disney totally takes care of their employees, and yes, we do receive a free pass to Disney. So I am generally working, but Eddie, since he does not work at the moment, he gets to go to Disneyland quite often. He goes often during the week after he drops me off at work. We try to go on the weekends together. Things have been kind of busy, crazy busy recently, plus Disneyland has been blocked off a lot, so we haven't been able to go, but I think we're going tomorrow. Stay tuned. Number 4, how long have you lived in California? So I came to California in 2004. I left in 2006 for about 6 months, and then I came back in early 2007, and I've been here ever since. So I like California. I used to love that. I still love that there's so much to do here. All the time, everywhere you look, there's so much to do. I also love, love, love all the different foods. So I do still love California. I don't like the weather as much as I used to because I get really tired of being super hot. On the other hand, I can't take Idaho cold anymore, so I'm actually ready to retire. Okay, at least move somewhere where life is less hectic, things are slower paced, and the weather is more moderate. So I don't know when that'll happen, but in the meantime, I still enjoy California, and I love being able to do so much fun stuff all the time. I just wish I had more time to do that. So number 5, what was your highest weight? My highest weight was 172. Actually, my highest weight was 175 when I was 9 months pregnant. Yeah. So when I hit 172, I was like, holy cow, you're almost at pregnant weight. You could like have a baby. That was a bit of a wake-up call. So so number 5 has about 4 questions. So the second part says, when did you decide to join Weight Watchers? I actually joined Weight Watchers years and years ago when I was very young, and I think I probably had like 10 pounds to lose. I don't remember sticking with it for even maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So when I really decided to join Weight Watchers was when I weighed 172, and I had been on a low carb diet for literally years, and if I wasn't doing Weight Watchers, I would still swear by a low carb diet, but it wasn't working for me anymore. So when I hit 172 and I realized I was almost at pregnancy weight, and I hated the way I looked, and I felt so uncomfortable, and I knew that I had to do something. So I joined Weight Watchers because I knew that going to a meeting every week and paying money was probably pretty good incentive for me to actually turn things around and do it, like really do something. I had tried to do things on my own, and it wasn't working. So turns out I was right. I needed more accountability. So what was your age at the time, and how long did it take to reach goal? I joined Weight Watchers in 2015, so I would have been 42. So yeah, I have noticed my metabolism has slowed a bit, but I think mine is still a lot better than other people's, so I'm not complaining. It took me about a year and a half to reach goal. I did really well for the first, probably 9 to 15 months. And then I stalled for quite a while because I just wasn't paying enough attention and I wasn't being dedicated enough to the program. When I got serious again, I believe that was the spring of 2016, and then I lost about another 10 pounds and hit goal in September of 2016. So I lost 40 pounds, but it took me a year and a half, guys. So for all of you guys that are super slow losers, or you're flip-flopping back and forth, up and down for whatever reason, you're not alone. I did that for a long time. So just hang in there. Just hang in there. 40 pounds in a year and a half. So yeah, that's me. Does Eddie have kids? Yes, Eddie has one daughter who is 15. What would be a meal if you didn't have to count points? I'm really craving pizza right now. Love pizza. Lots of wine. Sorry, this is my wine weekend, so I'm enjoying my wine tonight. Pizza. I'm also craving sushi right now. Sometimes I like a big, like crazy burger with fries. But I would say my two things that I crave on a regular basis are pizza and sushi. So I've actually found a way to work those into my plan. Sushi is obviously easier. Pizza, it's still really hard to stop at 1 or 2 pieces, but if I'm careful and very controlled, I can work that into my plan as well. I think not the hardest thing, but one of the more challenging things as well to work into my plan is the wine, but I've also found a way to do that. So if I didn't have to count points, it would be a combo of all of the above. Number 8, what led you to Weight Watchers in the first place? I told you guys already that it was my weight at 172 that really made me kind of step back and decide I need to do something. And I don't remember why it was Weight Watchers. You know, actually, this is a whole completely other story, and if you guys want to know the background on this, I can do another video, or you can go back and look at a video that I did way back in January or February. But I have a previous history with an eating disorder. I actually had an eating disorder for most of my adult life, and in 2010 I was hospitalized for 3 months with an eating disorder. So it was a very, very long road and a long road to recovery. But in the years that followed that, there were many times that I went back to my dietitian, who, bless her heart, she helped me so much at that time, so much. I still talk to her, we're still friends, and she's amazing. But I went back to her several times and I just begged for help. You know, what do I do? Because now that I'm not anorexic, I'm on the other side. I've gained weight and now I don't know how to lose it. So there were many times she said, I can help you, or, you know, maybe you want to just check out Weight Watchers, because she recommended it as being a very stable, very healthy program. And so I think when I decided to do something about my weight, that was one of the first things that I thought about, because Weight Watchers, number 1, I would be totally held accountable. Number 2, I would be paying money. That hurts. And number 3, my personal dietitian, whom I love, totally backed the program. So I think that's several reasons why I decided on Weight Watchers. Number 9, name 10 facts about yourself that not many people know. That's a lot. Number 1, when I was a child, I wanted to be Laura Ingalls Wilder. I wanted to live in the 1800s and wear my hair in braids and wear long prairie dresses. But number 2, I also wanted to be Wonder Woman, and I would spin around 3 times and hope to be her on the 3rd spin. Let's see. Number 3. This is really hard. I should have prepared for this one. Number 3. If you watch my channel, you probably know this, but I have run 12 to 15 marathons and 8 to 10 half marathons, and I'm about to run my first triathlon. That's 3. Number 4. Can I take a rain check on this? Will you guys remember to ask me later? I need to think about this and write it down because that's a hard one. I'm at 4. I'll take a rain check. Just somebody remind me to finish that one. Okay. Whoever wrote that, whoever asked me that question, remind me, please. I'm sorry. I just need to think more about that one. Thank you. Okay, number 10, what do you and Eddie do for a living? So I work for Disney. I did support 3 attorneys, but my main boss, the senior vice president, the attorney head of the department, retired on Friday. So now I support 2 attorneys, and I will do so until they hire someone to replace the senior vice president. So that's me. I also work for Weight Watchers as a receptionist, part-time, very part-time, just 1 or 2 meetings a week. Eddie is a photographer. He was actually in the printing business for years and years, like 16 years with the same company, printing junk mail. But he's been a photographer since he was in high school. He did his first wedding when he was in high school. So in 2008, he quit his job and we became a wedding photographer team. It was insane. Sometimes we did 3 weddings a weekend, and when you work a wedding as a photographer, you have to be there when the bride starts getting ready until they leave the reception in the evening. So it's a super long day, super long hours. It was very rewarding though, and I think he really, really enjoyed it. So he is still a photographer. He's not active as much in the wedding photography. He also does do some real estate photography, portraits, family portraits, children, pet portraits. But he doesn't do any of that very often now because you guys probably already know, if you watch my channel, he is in kidney failure and he does dialysis. So he actually, thank goodness, he's in pretty good health for having that condition. He definitely needs a kidney. He needs, I believe it's an O positive kidney. So if any of you guys want to offer one up, you know, if you got an extra one in the closet, that would be awesome. He definitely needs a kidney, but he's in fairly good health. Thank goodness, because he's only 43. But there are days when it just kicks his butt. Dialysis just makes him really sick, or he doesn't feel well for many other reasons because of the symptoms. So he doesn't really work right now. Low battery. So yeah, Eddie doesn't really work right now, but he does so much for me around the house, you guys. So much. He does all the laundry. He doesn't fold it and put it away, but that's okay. He washes all the laundry. He does a good part of the dishes. He does most of the cooking. The cooking that he doesn't do, his mother does now. He does a lot for me, so I'm super appreciative. I don't know where I would be right now without Eddie and his mom, because I literally have no time for pretty much anything. So that was a long answer. I'm almost done though. Number 11, your weight loss journey in detail. How long did it take? How many times did you try? What struggles did you have? What helps you to be successful? That's a really in-depth question. I think that was probably the question that wanted me to separate this into 2 different segments. I'll do my best. My weight loss journey in detail, how long did it take? So it took me, I was 172 pounds when I got off a cruise in April of 2015. I joined at the end of April, or maybe it was like May 2nd in 2015, and I hit my lifetime goal weight. I became a lifetime member in September of 2015. So that's how long it took me, and I lost, I think it's like 39 point something pounds. So I'm like 40 pounds. So that's how long it How many times did you try over that time frame? You know what? I kept trying. I kept going back. I never quit Weight Watchers at all during that time. I haven't quit Weight Watchers at all since I joined in April or May of 2015. I have gone almost every week unless I'm out of town. I keep going back. I utilize the e-tools every single day. I have so many slips and so many failures, but I keep going to meetings and I keep tracking. Those are my two things. So there are no stops and starts for me. It's a continuous journey. And even though I am at Lifetime, it's still continuous because it doesn't really end, you guys. It's just more of the same stuff. Maybe I have a little more grace because of where my body's at right now, but I still track. I still watch what I eat. I still try to eat 30 points. I still exercise. I still go to meetings. And I plan on doing this for the long haul because the only other option for me is gaining the weight back, and I don't want to be there. So does that mean I only tried once? But I had to get back in the saddle a million times during that once, believe me. What struggles have I had? I've always loved food, always. I would say coming from someone with an eating disorder background, I would definitely say I have been a food addict. My struggles lean towards carbohydrates. I used to be insane about sweets, insane. But here's how I cured that. In 2010, I started a bakery business and we made a bazillion cake pops. We did wedding cakes. We did 400 cake pops for a wedding. Whatever it was, we did it. We did baking and catering at the same time. So I was in recovery from an eating disorder at that time, so I ate many, many cake pops, and you know what? I burned myself out. So although I do like sweets now and then, I don't crave them, and for that I'm super thankful, because literally all of my life I have been known as the one who has a sweet tooth. So I don't know how it happened, but I'm super thankful for that. So that's been a struggle. Carbs have always and still are a struggle. I wouldn't say they're a struggle now because I actually just allow myself to have carbs either with a meal or over the course of a day. So that's not really a struggle because I know I'll have them, and usually I have carbs at dinner. So, and that helps me feel satisfied. My other struggle is wine. I love to drink wine. I love the flavor of wine. I love wine. I would say it's only been over maybe the past 10 years that I've really cultivated an appetite and a liking for fine wines. But I love it, and I love to have wine every night with dinner. So that's been a struggle, but I've learned how to work it into my plan within reason. I do get out of hand sometimes, and if you watch my channel, you know it. But that is one of my struggles as well. So yeah. What has helped you to be successful? Going to meetings, tracking everything, being accountable. You know what? Actually, this YouTube channel has helped me tremendously too, because I'm accountable to you guys. I know that someone is going to watch what I eat every single day, and I don't have it in me to lie. I am not a liar. I can't fib. There are days when I just, maybe at the end of the day, I don't show you an extra glass of wine I had, but the next day I'm like, oh, guess what? I had a glass of wine. I had an extra glass and I went over points. So I'm a terrible liar. I'm a totally honest person. So doing this YouTube channel has helped me tremendously with accountability. But other than that, being successful, I do exercise a lot. I exercise 5 times a week. I go to meetings every week. For a time, I was going 2 times a week. And I track everything. It's a very rare day when I just give up and say, I can't do it. So I would say the days that I don't track are maybe once every 4 months. So yeah, those are definitely my keys to being successful. Whew, that wasn't like my whole Weight Watchers journey, but it's as good as I could do in a short amount of time. If you guys want, we can do another video which is Weight Watchers specific. Ask me Weight Watchers questions and we'll dive a little deeper. The last question, audiobooks. So if you watch my channel, you know that I listen to audiobooks while I run, while I walk, sometimes while I do housework. I don't do housework very much anymore, but I love my audiobooks. I subscribe to Audible. For the most part, I get 2 audiobooks a month, and I always go for the unabridged, super long. Like, I won't even buy an audiobook unless it's 12 plus hours. I want to get my money's worth. They have really good sales sometimes where you get 2 books for the price of 1. So I recently went through about 3 of those sales and had so many books to listen to that I decreased my membership to just 1 audiobook a month. But I like suspense. I don't want to say horror, but more suspense thriller kind of stuff. I really like those kinds of books because they keep me going when I'm running. They really keep me interested and keep me on the edge of my seat, you know, more focused on the book rather than the run. So those are my favorite. But I also really like Christian fiction. I like Kate Morton, who is, what would we say, like, not really romance. I don't know. I like female life books. I don't know how to describe that, but is that drama? But like female, you know, not like female drama, cat fights and periods, but female drama. Eddie just came out when I said cat fights and periods. So that is the last question, and that's a good note to end this on. Thank you guys for watching. This is 26 minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer when I insert pictures of my kids and grandkids and possibly Abby. But thanks for watching, and if I did not answer your question, we can totally do another round of this video, and we can do a Weight Watchers specific video as well. So thanks for tuning in for so long. Leave any comments or additional questions you have below. You can ask questions of me or Eddie. Right, Eddie? I'll make him answer. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.